Hello friends, I am Professor Raju Thenge from Dr. Rajendra Gode College of Pharmacy, Malkapur. Today we'll see polymer and its classifications. So you know that what is the polymer? So polymer, this word, it is derived from Greek, that is poly, it means many, and meros, it is the parts, or it is also called as a monomers. So these polymers are generally a high molecular weight compounds having the long chain and that are assembled from a single unit called as a monomer. So these monomers are combined with each other to form a high molecular weight compound that is called as a polymers. So here this diagram, it represents the polymers. See here, this is the chain type of polymers. So this single unit, it is called as a monomers. So these single units are bonding with each other or the joining with each other, and it can finally forms a large molecule that is called as polymer. So polymers are classified in a different types depending on different bases. So first is classifications of this polymer, that is based on the structure. So whether it is a linear type, branch type, or the cross-link type. So linear polymers, so these linear polymers are the smallest repeating units that are arranged in a straight line, that is known as a linear polymer. Example is a polyvinyl chloride. So linear polymer means this polymer, it is having a straight chain, that is called as a linear polymers. Branch chain polymers. So branch chain polymer, it contains a linear chain but it is having some branches. So examples are low density polymers, polyethylene, starch, or glycogen. These are few examples. Third one is cross-link chain polymers. These polymers are formed from bifunctional and trifunctional monomer and contains strong covalent bond. Examples are bakelite or the melamine. See, these are the structure of linear, branch, and cross-link polymer. This polymer structure, this is a linear. See, this straight chain, or here it is showing the straight chain. So these are called as a linear type of polymers. This is branch polymer. This is one straight chain. It is having one branch here. It is also a chain having the different branches. So it is a branch type of polymer. And cross-link polymer. See here, this is the straight chain. This is also the straight chain. And they are having the branching by cross-linking. So this is the classification based on structure. Then copolymers. These are the polymers that is formed from two or more different monomers are called as a copolymers. Here it represents the different type of monomers. See, consider this A, it is one monomer, and B, it is another monomer. So these are the two different type of monomers. So that's why it is called as a copolymers. Examples are A, B, different type of monomers are arranged either in the linear or branch type or the cross-linking type. Another type is a homopolymers. Homo means it is the same. So in this type of polymers, it is having a similar monomer. So these polymers are formed from the bonding of identical monomers are called as a homopolymers. See here, A means these are the monomers of same category. Then classification based on the reaction mode of polymerization. So first one is the addition polymer. Here the monomers molecules bonding with each other without the loss of any other atom. So in the polymerization reactions there is no loss of any molecule. So one form of polymer is converted to the another form of the polymer without the loss of atom ions from the molecule. These examples are the alkene monomers. And second one is the condensation polymer. So usually two different monomers are combined with the loss of small molecule, usually water. So one molecule can convert it into the another form of polymer with the loss of atom ions from the molecule. So this classification, it is based on the type of polymerization reaction. So addition polymerization and the condensation polymerization, these are the polymerization reactions. Then classification, it is based on the interaction with the water. So first one is hydrophobic polymers. As it names hydrophobic means it is a water heating. So these are the type of polymers that are not soluble into the water, that is called as a hydrophobic polymers. These are polyethylene, vinyl acetate, polyvinyl chlorine. These are the few examples of hydrophobic polymers. Then hydrogel type of polymers. So these are the type of polymers when they are placed into the water, they does not dissolve, but it absorbs the water and it is get swelled. That's why it is called as a hydrogel. So such type of polymers are absorb the water and get swell and forms a gel-like structure, that is called as a hydrogel. Another type of polymers, that is a soluble polymers. So these are the moderate molecular weight cross-linked polymer that are dissolved when it comes in contact with the water. So these are the soluble type of polymers. Few examples are HPMC, polyethylene glycol, Then classification, it is based on the origin, from where the polymers are obtained. On that basis, the polymers are classified as the natural polymers and the synthetic polymers. So natural polymers are, these are the polymers that are obtained from the natural sources, animal, plant, marine sources. These are called as a natural polymers. Examples are some proteins, collagen, keratin, albumin, or carbohydrate such as starch, cellulose, or glycogen. Second one is synthetic polymer. So synthetic polymers are the polymers that are synthesized in the laboratory. So these are the polymers such as polyester, polyanhydride, polyamide, etc. Another classification, it is based on the biostability. So these are again divided into two types. One is a biodegradable type of polymer, another one is a non-biodegradable type of polymers. So biodegradable type of polymers are the polymers, they are degraded by the body system itself. When it is administered into the body, so body's system, that is the enzymatic systems, are responsible for the breakdown of such polymers into the body, and they are metabolized and removed from the body. That is called as a biodegradable type of polymers. Examples are polyester, protein, carbohydrate, etc. Non-biodegradable type of polymers, these are the polymers which are not degraded by the body system itself. Examples are ethyl cellulose, HPMC, acrylic polymers, and the silicon polymers. These polymers, when used in the formulation of any dosage form, so we have to consider its various characteristics. So this polymer should have some characteristics. So these characteristics are, it should be inert, it should not react with the other component or the active ingredients, it should be compatible with the environment, or it should be compatible with the other ingredient which are present into the formulation. It should be non-toxic. The polymer which are used in the formulation, it should be a non-toxic. It does not produce any toxicity. It should be easy and inexpensive to fabricate. The method of fabrication, it is a simple and it is a inexpensive. But practically, if we have considered, this is not happened. Polymers are generally expensive in cost. It should have good mechanical strength. So polymers have the good mechanical strength so that whenever it is used in any formulation, it can form a good dosage form. It should be a economical one. So I said it is somewhat expensive method of fabrication, that's why it is not a economical one. It should be easily available. The polymers that are used in various formulations, it should be easily available. And another one, it should be a stable one. The polymer which is used in the formulation, it should be a stable one. Then these polymers are generally used in the various routine life as well as in the pharmaceutical industries. So polymers are widely used in our daily life. Number of containers, closures, whatever we have seen in our household, so that is made up from the polymers. So in the pharmaceutical industry, they have several applications, such as these polymers are used to prepare the containers. It is used for the manufacturing of syringe, vial, catheter, etc. It is used as excipients in the various drug formulation, such as tablet, capsule, liquid oral, parenteral, etc. Also, nowadays, these polymers are used as excipients in the novel drug delivery system. So, novel drug delivery system, it is the system where the drug may be utilized in a proper way. So, that's why number of polymers are used in the formulation of novel drug delivery system, such as nanoparticle, liposomes, microspheres, or any other type of novel drug delivery systems. So these polymers, it plays a very important role in these systems. If you like this video, please subscribe, share or like on my YouTube channel. Thank you.